Welcome to the Week 7 edition of Drive to Survivor on thehammer.bet. Have you been to thehammer.bet? No? What's wrong with you? Figure that out right now. But hey, stay here, smash the like, sub to the channel, sub to the podcast before you do that, and get our Survivor pick of the week. The premise of the show, myself, Pat Mayo, and Rob Pizzola from thehammer.bet will try to convince Cam Stewart on his Survivor selection of the week. Guys, we won last week. Rob, Cam, that's all credit to you because I'm sure I tried to prop up a loser.
You know what? It was actually, I'm shocked that we won because so many Survivor pools just got blown up last week with the amount of losers that were in there. Green Bay, Baltimore, Tampa Bay.
Yep.
So getting a win last week, I know we've already been eliminated 3 times. We've had to rebuy, but it feels like we won like almost 2 picks last week because of the amount of people that would have lost.
I had a friend, Cam, and he was DMing with me. He was in a Survivor pool, or he's in a Survivor pool, and I believe that he did use the Rams last week, and it was down to 4 people all of a sudden, just because so many teams had been eliminated, and the final 3 guys all had the Chargers on Monday night. So he was already safe, and he was trying to figure out the best way to like hedge in and out of this. And I told him, I was like, you're actually in like almost a complete free roll situation with this. Like, just go bet $5,000 on the Chargers. Like, he was going to win over 10 grand. I was like, just bet $5,000 on the Chargers money line. If they win, you're still going to win like $3,000 extra, and you're still in the money to win the overall. Even if the Chargers win, there's still only 4 of you left. You can still win the $12,000. But this is just the perfect way to go about it every single week now. You can just hedge against yourself, and if you're wrong in terms of the Survivor, and these guys get through, you just win thousands of dollars every week.
Take Denver plus 4.5 too for a perfect middle.
Nah, because no, that doesn't work out because I was trying.
You're right,
because Denver could win. I guess Denver could cover, and then I guess the Chargers wouldn't win. You'd still be in a weird spot with that.
Sorry, you're right, Pat. I'm just greedy. I'm just looking for more.
Yeah, I mean,
you have
to lay the money. I just want to talk about the strategy of like leveraging your Survivor if you're still in against actual betting, because I think that's something that no one really ever talks about, and a ton of people play Survivor up.
The easiest way, though, is just to fade your own Survivor pick and bet the other team on the money line.
Yes,
because you're going to get a good – because
exactly.
typically you're taking big favorites in Survivor. So if you bet the other team on the money line, it's going to be a decent payback. But for me, I mean, it's obviously to each their own. I just like to let it ride, man. Every single time you start hedging bets and doing all this other stuff, I think you're just killing your expected value long term. I'm a guy that's just like, I'll accept the loss and come away with nothing rather than come away with something small.
I think you're right, Rob. Preference, I noticed that I've been trying to like do that stuff, and I'm sitting there and I like, wow, why did I do that? I would have won so much more money. I find every time I do it, and I'm trying to be rational, it doesn't work for me.
I see. I think this is a very unique circumstance because he was already winning for the week. There's only one outcome that could lose him money, which was none. There was no outcome that could lose him money. If he bets on the Chargers and the Chargers lose, he wins Survivor. He wins $12,000. Now, if he just puts, like I said, $5,000 on the Chargers to win $3,000, if the Chargers win, he just gets $3,000, and he could still win the $12,000. It's such a really unique situation to be in because everyone else had been eliminated with a game to go except for him.
It's definitely the way to do it. My whole thing is personally, I would rather just let my pick ride and cheer for the Broncos in that type of game rather than like trying to guarantee myself money. But to each their own, everybody has their own ways of going about it. Depends on obviously the size of the pool in terms of what the payout was. But there's definitely a great spot to be in when your pick has already won and everybody else is on the same thing. That's like a huge advantage that you have in being able to guarantee yourself some money.
So beyond guaranteeing yourself some money, like it would be different. Like, yeah, you could go cheer for the Broncos. Hopefully you just win it all right there. But I mean, the Chargers were a 2-1 favorite in that game. They were likely to win. Now they almost did not win because they're the Chargers, and this is what's going to happen. But it's actually a unique spot where if you expect the Chargers to win anyway, you just add money to what you could potentially win in this situation. Like you're betting on the favorite now instead of winning $12,000. I mean, he just won another like 3,000.
6.
It's true. You've increased the prize pool essentially by doing that because you can win. You still have a chance to win both bets.
Yes, exactly. Like you're leveraging your already established position and turning it into more money. And if the outcome doesn't come in, it's like, yeah, technically you'll lose money, but you'll still win money in the long run because you'd win like $6,000 if they had lost the game.
So I like my whole thing is I would do that if you actually feel like there's value in the Chargers, then I would do that. So like if you're going to go place your Chargers bet, and I'm just making up numbers here, I don't know what they were on the money line.
Minus 200.
Yeah.
Minus 200. If you look at Chargers minus 200 and you're like, no, this is wrong, there's actually value in the Chargers here, then by all means, I would go make that bet. But if you thought that the Chargers should only be minus 150, I think you're better off just rooting for the opposite outcome. So I think your opinion of the game also matters in that type of situation, despite the fact that you can essentially win more money by winning both bets, if you know what I'm saying.
I get it. So, I mean, this is just a long way of saying we're taking Tampa and Survivor, right?
Ooh.
We've used them.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, many times. Yeah.
Many times. Well, I hope we didn't use them many times.
We almost used them last week, and thank God we used them. Then we didn't use them.
All right.
Correct?
Patriots then?
It's hard for me to argue against the Patriots. The Bears suck.
How about the Chargers?
Oh, good Lord, no.
I mean, I could get behind the Dolphins as well.
I don't know, but why not? When are we going to use the Patriots again?
It's true. The Patriots.
Okay, you're right. You guys, you're actually, yes. Let's use common sense here. We're not taking the Patriots any more times. The Bears blow Patriots.
If Justin Fields walks into New England and beats the Patriots, we have to retire this show. I think.
I think at that point.
Well, we should have retired it the other times we got 3 wrong, and we keep on going every week, right? So let's just take the Patriots, right?
I mean,
think about Bill Belichick's track record against like first
I like the Bengals.
I
like the Bengals too.
The Bengals lost for us in week 1 because I convinced you to take the Bengals.
That's right. Yeah, that was on you.
Pat had a winner for us in week 1, and I convinced you to take Cincinnati, and they lost to Pittsburgh.
God, we suck at this.
They had
contest.
5 turnovers in the game, and they went to overtime and lost.
This is actually happening. Yes, we'll take New England because I don't want to use those guys again. I don't like that team. So just let's use them now.
Not saying that the Bears can't win this game, but this specific situation with Justin Fields, who's kind of terrible, or at least he's in the worst possible situation. This young of a quarterback, this underdeveloped of a quarterback in terms of being like a pocket passer and really understanding offense. Aren't these the teams that Bill Belichick limits to 0 points every single time?
That's what I was going to say. Young quarterbacks against Belichick, they always get destroyed. Like it's just a given in the NFL that if you're a young quarterback, unless you're going to be like Peyton Manning one day, you get destroyed by Bill Belichick.
I mean, he even did it to Herbert. I think they beat them like 45-0 or something like that in Herbert's rookie year.
Yeah, I remember that game very clearly. It was a very depressing day for Geoff. He was not happy. Not happy about that. But I mean, look, there's so many favorites in the same price range this week. And I think we like the dogs in the rest of the games, right? Like we collectively like Detroit.
Yep.
We collectively like Cleveland. Pat likes the Texans against the Raiders.
I'm not betting the Texans, but there's no way you're going to get me to. I know the Texans are terrible, but I don't trust Vegas at all.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. I think the Raiders are better than people give them credit for. They lost their 4 games by, I think, 14 combined points. And that was like a team that dealt with injuries so far. So I think they're going to be better going forwards, but I never say never in the NFL. We've been betting it for years. We see crazy shit happen every week, but I think the Patriots are a fairly safe play.
Guess what the temperature is in my place right now?
21 degrees.
Oh God, no, Patrick.
14 degrees. 13.
13?
Yeah, 13. I have a game that I play with myself called "Don't Turn Up the Heat Till You Have to," and I'm getting real close.
I like to keep it cool. That's a short sleeve shirt you're wearing there.
I told you, Rob. I used to live in Yellowknife. Like, I could sleep in an igloo. Anyway, let's not get into it. So, what are we doing? New England?
Yeah, New England.
New England. Okay, sold.
All right. That's the Week 7 edition of Drive to Survivor on the Hammer.bet. Reminder again to go to the site, Hammer.bet. All right, if you care about football betting, whether you're a recreational bettor, a casual bettor, or super serious, the Hammer.bet is going to have something for you. So go check it out. I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.